Looking for clarity and confidence when it comes to decision making for your business? You've come to the right place. You're now listening to the Atomic Business Coaching Podcast.
I'm Adam. I work on the business.
I'm Tom. I work on the owner.
And together, we are Atomic Business Coaching.
And we're in the business of helping owners.
What's up, Tom?
What's up, Adam?
Listen, new intro. Anyone who's listened for a while, we got a little new intro there. And we've come to terms with clearly defined roles in Atomic Business Coaching. And Tom and I had a wonderful lunch the other day. We went to a nice restaurant over here that we're actually going to be doing some events at. It's called TOA Asian Fusion in Melville. It's right near the Walt Whitman Mall. But we had a nice lunch to figure out our workshops and what we were doing. And afterwards, we went. It was a beautiful day. We sat outside. They had these Adirondack chairs. We kind of used the Lucaritos, nice little Mexican restaurant. We used their Adirondack chairs. We had some coffee and talked. And one of the big things we talked about is like, hey, this is what we really do. What are we really doing? And how do we define? What is our true differentiator? And that true differentiator is how we separate ourselves and what we do for our clients. And it's really where I work on the business and Tom,
I work on the owner.
Right. And what that really means is when we're working together, in order to have a good business, you need a good owner. And in order to be a good owner, you need a good business. And that's our unique differentiator is how do we provide both of those aspects to you and your business with experts, right? And what happens a lot of the time is you'll work with one person. You'll work with a business advisor. If they don't really work on the owner. Or you'll work with some kind of a personal coach or a life coach or something like that, and they just work on the owner, but not the business. And then you have that other category of people who work on both, but it's one person. So I'm sure they're experts and they're really good, but it's kind of like they have to split their expertise and dive back and forth. Where with Tom and I, we are laser focused on who or what we are working on. And so that's the reason for our new intro.
Yeah, and I think that clarity is so important because it's so important for people to really just understand what roles we fill, because, we've been on some calls with some people and they're like, all right, so what do you do, Tom? And clarifying that by saying, yeah, I work on the owner. And that means everything that you know it means is working on the mental space, the physical space, getting yourself in a place as an owner where you can really own all of your shit. That's the bottom line. Like, you take charge of it all, and we talk about it in a way like, I always talk to clients about you have to control this or you have to control that or take back your control. And it's really not the control necessarily. It's how you perceive yourself in owning that. There's something that you own in every aspect of your life. There's something that you own in every aspect of your business. And when you make a mistake, you often hear people say, all right, I own that part of it. Like, if you start using that language, and that's really what has really been like this huge atomic explosion for me since our conversation the other day. Like, yeah, that's what I do. I work on the owner, and where it's different than your traditional life coach, and being a life coach as a training and a background, that, it's really about what people want in their lives and making it better. And the beautiful thing about the relationship between now looking at it as I take care of the owner versus being a life coach is I'm really helping you to focus on what is the thing that is important. What do you really value? What do you really need to achieve all this success that you want? And at the end of the day, help you to own it and not let you be wishy-washy and pushed around. Like a lot of life coaches, we're not supposed to say, you give recommendations and give you advice. But that's where Adam and I are very different. There's many times that we are in the coaching role, but many times that we're in the advising role. And the goal is to help you get the balance of both of those, but to see it as Adam is working on that business and I'm working on you as the owner. And it's really amazing to have that clarifying remark in our commentary for everybody.
Yeah. And it has to be done simultaneously, right? Mm-hmm. So anyone who's going to fool themselves and thinks that, hey, I'm just going to work on the business and I'm really not going to pay attention to the owner. Like, the business may do good, but the owner will completely fail. And what's the point of having a successful business if you yourself as the business owner can't have success in all your lives? Mm-hmm. And vice versa. We have some people that are working with amazing coaches and getting their fitness together or getting their time back or getting this peace of mind or whatever it is. but they spend so much time on that like, hey, what happened to your business, man? You were so successful last year. And they're like, yeah, but look, I'm in shape and I'm spending more time with my family and everything else. Like, that's wonderful that you are, but how long can you sustain this if your business isn't working well? So that's the harmony that Tom and I always talk about. Mm-hmm. There's no such thing as balance, and you're not going to always have a perfect business, not going to always be a perfect owner. But if you can consistently work on both of those simultaneously and throughout time and check in and see like, okay, well, what do I need to work on this time on the business? What do I need to work on that time on the owner?
Right.
This is what's going to allow you to have fulfillment in all aspects of your life. And this wasn't meant to be a commercial
right.
For Atomic Business Coaching, but we're just so pumped up that we, even us, we're always constantly growing and learning and everything. And when you come to that epiphany of like, wow, we just realized exactly what we do, and we're narrowing down our focus and our clearly defined role inside of what we do for our clients. It's amazing. And we're grateful that we get the opportunity through this podcast or Instagram Reels or working with our clients to have this discovery and learn like where's the value that we're bringing to people and what makes us exceptional versus the other opportunities out there for people who work with coaches.
Yeah, and I agree, right? It's not a commercial, but it's really amazing to look at how we have evolved over. I mean, we've been doing this is episode number 30, right? So we've been evolving to getting us to this point, and we have evolved and honed our message. And I hope people who have listened to this from the very beginning can see our own evolution and transformation, because I think it's so important that you and I really truly embrace and exemplify to people that we are a work in progress as well, and that we don't have all the answers. We have a lot of answers, but we don't have all the answers, and we learn that every single day. And I think we demonstrate how a business evolves and how when you hone that message over and over, and it's the staying flexible that will allow the business to sustain itself, right? You have your focus and your goals, but how you deliver that and all of that is going to change over the years. And we have seen so much of that happen in 30 episodes, I hope, if you've listened from the beginning. And that's the beauty of this. And that's what we want to communicate to you as the business owner, is that you have to be malleable and flexible and being able to go with the flow. And as you take on new things, be able to change and expand and evolve. And that's really the key. And that's why we're so excited about it, is because when you hit that new evolution point, yeah, it's an adrenaline rush. You get that, you get that surge like, oh man, we figured this out. Because when you gain clarity, you get that boost of adrenaline. You get that boost of energy that rushes through you. And it's like, now I can go conquer what I have to conquer. And if you're missing that clarity, you're gonna really struggle. But when you get it, it's like, wow, that's awesome. What a great thing. And we pat ourselves on the back for recognizing that we can still evolve. And good for us for being open to that. And that's the key. Right. Remain open and remain curious, because when you do those things, you can hone the thing that you're doing really well.
Yeah, and the clarity and the evolution of this conversation that we had the other day allowed us to elaborate on something Tom and I have been working on for a while, and it's something called the one-page plan. And we're actually going to be offering this. It's going to be a free workshop that we're going to offer out. We're going to have one that we're going to do in person. It's going to be a lunch, so we're going to select 25, was it, or 35? I forget.
25 people to start.
So we're going to select 25 people that we know here on Long Island, New York, to come and attend this workshop. But we're also, because we know not everybody who listens to us lives here, we're going to offer a free one to do on Zoom. So whether they live in California, or we know people who are in Australia and London that listen to us and reach out to us and stuff like that. So we're going to do this one-page plan. And it's something that I've done in my business. I think I started doing it in 2009. And Tom and I have figured out a way to do exactly what we just said in the intro. Is we have a one-page plan for the business and we have a one-page plan for the owner. So we're super excited to really show how you can, in one page, and when I say one page, it's front and back. So it's a little cheating, but it's 2 pages, but it's on one sheet of paper. Maybe we should call it the one sheet plan. So I'm not,
the one sheet plan. It's back and front. It's a 2-page one sheeter.
But the thing is what we do in this one page plan is we really go through and quantify the things that are very simple, that you would have to understand as a business, or you have to understand as an owner, so you can go ahead and carry out the next 12 months of what you're doing. And most people, when they think about doing a business plan, they get a little overwhelmed, right? And they're like, oh my gosh, it's so much. So unfortunately, the lion's share, the majority of businesses that we've met when we ask them to see their business plan, they don't have one. I don't care if they're brand new to business or they've been in business 10 years. The majority of people don't have a business plan. And the ones who do, like myself, who've done it for many, many years, my business plan could be anywhere from 12 to 50 pages. And it takes me, every December I do this, it takes me 3 straight days of 10 to 12 hours a day to write my business plan. And it's very organized, and I know exactly how I'm going to do it each year. But that is a big chunk of time to put your energy and effort into. And you have to have a clear understanding of how to write one, what that tool is used for, and how you can implement it throughout the year. So that's the other half of the people like, I'm too scared to do that. That's too much. I don't even know what to do. So I worked with a guy, his name is Bing Chang, when I was back at MetLife, and he and his leadership team came up with this 1-page plan. And it was so simple and so useful. It was better than my other plan because I could implement it each and every day. Mm-hmm. And that's what we want to provide. We want to provide the opportunity for you to create a 1-page business plan and a 1-page owner plan completely for free. You just kind of have to spend a little bit of time. Tom and I are still trying to work out if this is going to be a 2-hour program or it's going to be 2 1-hour programs, one day or the next day. So we don't know. So maybe you could let us know. What would you rather attend? Something that's 2 days, an hour each day, or something that's 2 hours in one day? But we're really excited. This is such a valuable thing that we do this. So we have a program called TAP. It's our Tactical Advanced Partnership. So this is where we basically come in and we are partners with a business and they don't give up any equity. And we meet with them on a weekly basis and give them advice. We go through all these different things called quick questions, updates, ideas, concerns, and we have this conversation. It's beautiful. When someone starts that with us, the first thing we do is the 1-page plan. Mm-hmm. So we're like, hey, why are we waiting for someone to do that? Because it's a very expensive program. It's a year-long commitment. So why don't we provide that value to all of you who've listened to us and keep encouraging us to keep going every day and allowing us to explore where we are and who we are and what we're doing. So like, hey, why don't we provide that out? There's nothing that we want in return. We're not going to ask you to sign up for a newsletter or buy a book. Of course, we'll offer all those things, but we're not expecting anything out of it, okay? Mm-hmm. But we believe that the people who can do this can truly advance themselves and their business in a relatively short amount of time with very defined clarity and purpose.
Mm-hmm. And it's such a great way to get things started, right? We were having a conversation earlier and how we just got to take that step forward. And a 1-page business plan makes it so much more actionable than a 50-page business plan. And and these things are really 90-day to 120-day business plans. And you could do 4 of these a year if you want. And it really is to help you to focus on what are the actions I really need to take right now. It's living in that 90-day or that 12-week year mindset where if I'm looking at the next 12 weeks and I'm trying to figure out what I want to do, well, these business plans that we've created, these plans that we've created, the business and the owner, it really allows you to get laser focused and be able to take action immediately. You literally can write it, and the next thing that you do in the next 10 minutes after you're done writing it is you're taking action on it. And that's the beauty of it. And we want to really share that with everybody. I was working with our client the other day who just started a newer business for herself. And we went through this step by step. And she was just like, she was so overwhelmed at the beginning of the conversation. And right after it, she was like, oh my God, this is so simple. What was I getting overwhelmed and scared about? And that's what's the beauty of it, is it's simple and it makes it actionable. And that's really what this is about. We want owners to take action in your business, take action in your life, and know what you're working on very clearly, and so that you can accomplish everything that you're setting out to accomplish in that period of time. And that's what this plan really does. So if you're interested, I would definitely say, let us know what you think. A 2-day, a 2-night workshop or a 2-afternoon workshop, 1 hour each time. Let us know what you think. DM us at Atomic Business Coaching.
You know what, Tom? Here's what I'll propose. So why don't you do this? If you are interested, because like we said, it's going to be free. We're going to do in person and we're going to do the Zoom one. So if you're interested, why don't you send us an email? It's very simple. It's info@atomicbusinesscoaching.com. Again, it's info@atomicbusinesscoaching.com. So send us an email. You could let us know just what you think. If either the 1 day, 2 hours, or 2 days, an hour each is better suited for anybody. And if you're interested in joining it, let us know that, and we'll shoot you back a message when it's going to be, when we're going to open it. But yeah, get in touch with us that way. It's the best way. Again, it's info@atomicbusinesscoaching.com, and that'll be in the show notes there as well. So, hey, man, I think that's good for today. This wasn't the direction we decided we were going to take, but we took it.
But we took it and it went, and it's good.
Exactly. All right, so we'll see you next episode.